I guess I'm live, guys. Hello, guys. Welcome back to 2100 Big Bang Promotions. You're watching Medley with Maddie, one channel, a multitude of entertainment. So, in this first episode, we're going to break down my first big picture, the last copy of *Sapiens*. Right? So, that was my first big picture. So, we're going to just watch it and I'm going to break down. Basically, I'll tell you what all the mistakes I've done and how the story was developed and how the shooting went. So before that, I want to remind you about the contest, 2100 movie contest. Which year mobile phone was invented? I'm getting a lot of replies from channel subscribers and also Instagram. I have a couple of replies, so keep it going. The contest will end one day before the movie release day, which is very soon. So yeah, just put your answers on the comments and your that's how you participate, and one lucky winner will get a reward. So before that, yep, reminding the teaser will be on Friday, 9 p.m. 15/4/22, which is this Friday. All right, then we will decode and break down my first big picture. This is the movie which started my direction career actually. I was not interested. I mean, I prefer acting than directing, but this movie somehow made me a director, and it gave a new feeling, And directing is also a good job, so I thought I have to make sure that I should continue directing movies. Okay, I'm gonna watch it with you, and I'm gonna stop it whenever I feel I need to say something, and it's like a commentary over a movie. Yeah, so I was reading Fahrenheit 451 when I was, developing the story for a short film, and I had already read 1984 novel. So both the stories in both of these books were similar, dystopian world where people are and controlled by the government, and it's a different setting altogether. In Fahrenheit, you are burning the books, so people are not allowed to read books in this world, and they were having fire station and firemen to burn the books. So usually in this present where we live 21st century, we see that firemen are used to put down the fires, right? So house fires or any emergency fires. So that is the function of firemen when fire stations. So here in this world it is happening in some future, and it's been completely turned over, and books are not allowed to keep in possession, or you just can't read anything. So whoever is found to have a book, they'll be just burning and calling these firemen. So that's how Fahrenheit 451 story was developed. And actually, there is a teleseries, I guess, developed from this story. So I thought I should make this is a good plot. I should use it to do a short film. And as I read a lot of books, I thought, okay, we can actually adapt the core story from that novel and set in a dystopian world similar to these novels. So most of my movies will be based on books because I read a lot of books, and that's how I develop my plots for the short stories. This is actually Star Wars written exposition. I wanted to. It cannot be explained in a single go. That's the reason I had this written exposition. That was the main reason. But also, I would like to watch. I mean, I would like to make my viewers to read something before they watch a movie. reading is a good habit. I thought, okay, at least I'll make my viewers watch and read for a couple of seconds, more than a couple of seconds. So these are two reasons why I have written exposition in most of my movies. And you need to give a exposition to the world. It can't be explained because we have very limited resources. We can't have go for visual effects, and it's expensive, so you have to create some kind of exposure and set your audience into that world. So this written exposure helps a lot. And this Star Wars format is so good when you watch it in big screen, and that's why I keep it in this format. So when you watch in big screen, it gives you a great feeling. Okay.
The interpretation of nations.
Again, this is the easiest techniques to expose your world in the movie. So you have seen a lot of movies where you see news is running on the television or radio, and there is some critical information given from that news. So that is the easiest technique. You try to expose something in a format where it would be suitable to the world that you project, as well as for the audience to understand and comprehend what is happening. So in this case, as I said, it's a very conceptual movie, highly conceptual movie, and you have to make sure the audience are understanding what is your world about. So in this world, we are burning books, and after dictatorial governments have formed all over the world, and all of them have come together, and they have ordered to ban the books and burn the books. So that is something, a huge thing to make people understand, and you need to do a lot of exposure to that. So this radio announcement really helped me a lot in this movie.
Supervised by the Supreme Dictator Michael Harris, have established the International Burning Corporation (IBC), whose sole purpose is to locate and burn print books all over the world. It is now officially wrong to possess a book or be a bibliophile. The Interpol has pronounced the legal punishment for the same would be brutal murder. Citizens of all nations are ordered to surrender books. Officials of the IBC has now confirmed that so far some 1.2 trillion books have been erased, which includes burning of 3.4 trillion books in print version. In further statement, they said they will continue the mission of book hunting and make sure books are extinct by the end of this decade. Special court has been formed to hunt down the lost copy of Carrie by Stephen King, which is the only surviving book in the world penned by the author. Justin, we have official confirmation that yesterday the last copy of Secret Adversary by Agatha Christie was burned, and with that, Agatha Christie novels have gone extinct in this world.
So that was the easiest and most economical way to expose your story, and I did all the voices. I thought of giving a female news reporter voice, but I couldn't get any, so I did all the different voices.
Breaking news. The IBC has now confirmed that there is indeed one copy of the book *Sapiens* remaining in this world. And strict measures are being taken up to locate and burn this book. This is probably the last ever book on this planet. The billion-dollar question now is, where is this book? Where in the world is this last ever book? Where is the last copy of *Sapiens*?
Yeah, I think this is one of the basic title tool in the DaVinci editor, and I loved it, and I thought I should keep it for all of my movies. Fade on, stretching title. It gives that cool way of introducing your movie title, and I love this. So I've been following this title. Following this title introduction in all my movies. And this is a freeze frame, and you are giving some information about the character or the setting or environment. I think Money Heist had a lot of such kind of freeze frame titles. And I think I had seen in some movies and I wanted to adapt it, so it was in the mind before even the shooting, and I was thinking of the story, so I followed it, so it came out really well. Yeah, this is such a beautiful character. I wanted to do this character, but Bhargav ended up doing it. This is how I'm in real life. So when I buy a book, I actually smell it before I start reading. Before I start to read it, and I'm a huge bibliophile. I collect a lot of books and I read a lot of books. And this is actually something. This character is something I should have played, but I was attracted more towards the other character, which I'll let you know soon. And that's the reason. Only I'll tell you one reason that convinced me not to do this role, the other role. So I had to give up this role.
Incoming message from IBC. Located the last copy of Sapiens. Location: latitude 40.714, longitude -74.006. Target name: Jerry Knight. Weapons: unarmed. Mission: locate target, find and burn the book. This message will be deleted in 10 seconds.
So this role was based out of first Keanu Reeves and Rajnikant. So this is the only reason I convinced myself to play this role, not the other role. And if you see, when the story was being developed, I wanted a hitman to come and retrieve the book and also kill him if possible. That's where the action scene came into place. So it's a hitman character, and you are in a future, and you are like dressed up in a suit, and it had that swag added to that character. So I wanted to do this character, and I was more attracted to this character rather than that book lover. So I had to give up that role, but still it has come out really well. People liked it, my friends liked it. I had to bring in some style from Rajnikant, as well as in the action scenes I have to try to reflect Keanu Reeves, and also retain my demeanor, as well as I have to bring in my own attitude to this character. So in the end, I think I have made it pretty good, balancing all these three personalities, and I've learned a lot playing this role. So it was good actually. I would like to see that introduction scene again. So the vintage turning back and spitting your cigarette out.
His name's King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. He had a gun. I knew him well. Oh, I heard him singing.
So in fact, we actually burned a book. So this is a real book. My friend was not satisfied with it because he was really angry that I burnt a book. But I had to make the scene convincing, so I burnt a book.
His name's
Yeah, so the story had beautifully developed. So we introduced the book lover character and we introduced the hitman character. So the only way to include is you make them come together for an action scene, and one guy retrieves the book and try to. It's like a concept movie that I made. So every movie that I make is a concept movie, and this one was the one that kickstarted my directional venture. There were a lot of mistakes in this action scenes because we didn't plan well. We just went with making a movie. We didn't want to be perfect, so we did it in a day. The whole movie was shot in a day, and we had not planned the action scenes or choreographed the action scenes. We went with the flow. I had some scenes in the mind, some moves in the mind, and in the while shooting, we improvised it. And see, if you see, there is a transition. So that's a cross dissolve transition that shouldn't be there in action scene. It should be cut scenes. So that's a lot of learning we had how to make an action scene. So we have improved in 2100. 2100 action scenes will be much better than Sapiens. So I'm happy about it. So yeah, you look forward to action scenes in 2100. And a lot of mistakes you can see in 2100. I mean, this was happening in 2070, I guess. So the setting, we did not have a setting, so we just made it in my home. So it has to be like that. We couldn't arrange props. We didn't have the props, so we didn't have green screen. So we had limited resources and knowledge, and we did a movie with that. So it's plenty of mistakes. My couple of friends who are film critics had pointed it out that I should improve on these things. The gun was not a proper gun. It was evident that it was a toy gun, so that was not a short film prop. So a lot of mistakes like that. But I think the concept in this movie was good. My viewers had loved this film. That's the only reason the viewer watched this film loved it, because it was a fresh concept. Nobody would be aware, especially people who don't read books would not be aware of the story from 451. So that's the reason the story struck them new and fresh. So it's basically a concept movie, and I have more story. I should develop and make it a movie, but the idea was to make a short movie and get some experience in making movies, right? So that was the idea, and I always want my movies to be conceptual movies. So if anyone sees this movie, or even if I see this movie later in my later point of time, so I could convert it into a feature length movie. So this movie is capable of being transformed into a 1.5 hour movie. We could develop a backstory for the book lover character, Jerry Knight, and you can create a lot of scenes for him, how he came to love the books, how he saved that last copy of Sapiens, and you can have a backstory for Tom King, the hitman. Why did he turn into a hitman? Why did he choose this profession? And a lot of exposition about 2070s, how the world is, why people are banned from reading books. So it has all elements to be converted into a feature length movie. So this is actually a concept movie that I made, and my plan is to make concept movies like this, so that in the future, if you get an opportunity, you can make into a feature length movie. So that is the whole idea, and I have plots for the second part, and many people still ask me when is the last copy of Sapiens second part is going to come out. So I have to develop it, but this is one movie that I wish to continue, make a second part, make a second short movie. So yeah, let's see what the future holds.
His name's King. He had a horse along the countryside. I saw him ride. He had a gun. I knew
You see, Avinash Jain is my friend who provides the microphone. Awesome work, any conceptualizations or concept. People love the concept and see interesting concept. Looking forward to watch the second part immediately. From Tamil Gaming, yeah, I have a lot of fans from Tamil Gaming. I love their support. I mean, thank you for the love and support. And this is Madan Sanjay again from Tamil community who gave an idea for short stop motion, and I'm continuing it. Stop motion, another category. So next month I'll plan a stop motion. Great work, waiting for the next part, music and title card. So I love the title card. This is one friend who had got that feeling too. Yeah, it could be people who are not proficient in English still would find this movie a little difficult to understand. I thought maybe we should have done something to clearly expose and make it more understandable. Good concept and good acting. This guy pointed out, AK Times pointed out, this punch sound effect was not required. So yeah, that was completely true. So I did not feel it right. You can see that punch scene. So here yeah, so that was artificial punch sound effect, so that was really not good, and he had pointed out that, so I am trying to avoid. So in 2100 I'm trying to give realistic sound effects, but let's see how it comes out. And Bhargav really acted really well. This was my first collaboration with Shoot Studios, and Bhargav here is the sole owner of Shoot Studios channel. So ever since I've been collaborating with him for a lot of projects. I made one film for him, so I acted in one of his films that he directed, Real Heist, which is available in Shoot Studios. Please do check it out. And then nice work, good work. And yeah, this guy Vasant M. So there was a logic loophole, right? So we showed that Tom King kills Jerry Knight with a knife, but he comes back. So that was a loophole. Maybe we didn't show some scenes. We should have shown some scenes that he survives. So it would be good. But in second part we can develop all those scenes. Yep. So we got a lot of fans from this movie following and fan following. They loved the concept, and 2100 is also a highly conceptualized movie with action scenes and science fiction elements. So that's why it's going to be special and very big. It's going to be a huge film for me, Big Picture 4. So do look forward to it, and I hope you enjoyed this episode of breaking down my first ever short movie, The Big Picture, last copy of Sapiens. So tomorrow we will break down my second big picture, I think Doll Doctor. So yeah, look forward to it, and I hope you enjoyed this episode. See you until tomorrow. It's Maddie Dawson, and you're watching Medley with Maddie, one channel, multitude of entertainment.